नमस्कार, जी राजस्थान पर आप देख रहे हैं स्पेशल रिपोर्ट। आपके साथ मैं हूं प्रतिज्ञा ठाकुर। आज से संसद का 3 दिन का विशेष सत्र शुरू हो चुका है। महिला आरक्षण संशोधन बिल लोकसभा में पेश किया गया। केंद्रीय कानून मंत्री अर्जुन राम मेघवाल ने पेश किया बिल और बिल पेश होने के साथ विपक्ष ने जमकर हंगामा किया। बिलों पर चर्चा हो या नहीं, 1.5 घंटे बाद वोटिंग हुई। पक्ष में 251 वोट पड़े तो 185 सांसदों ने इसका विरोध किया। कांग्रेस सांसद केसी वेणुगोपाल ने बिलों का विरोध किया। आपको सुनाते हैं कि तेजस्वी सूर्या क्या कुछ कह रहे हैं।
Article 81 and Article 82, by operation of the 42nd Amendment, which was carried forward again by 2001 Amendment, froze the number of seats in the Lok Sabha to 543 with a leeway to expand it to 550 seats. Why was this done? In 1997, when this was first discussed, the population in the country had not stabilized. Therefore, a compromise formula was taken that let us not put the southern states which have performed well in population control, let us not penalize them, let us freeze the number of seats. The same thing continued even in 2001. In 2001, while considering this bill, the then Law Minister Arun Jaitley ji said this to the floor of the House. He said the national population policy also envisages that the year 2026 shall be the year in which the population of the country would hopefully stabilize. Therefore, what was true till 2000 is sought to be frozen till the year 2026. That is, the year in which we anticipate hopefully that the population figure in the country would stabilize. This is the motive behind freezing of the seats in 1971, which was carried for another 25 years in 2001. We are now in 2026. The first argument that the opposition is making is they don't want the delimitation exercise to take place. This is the most absurd argument. In 1971, the population of the country was 550 crores. The population of the country in 2026 today is 140 crores. There are assembly constituencies and parliamentary constituencies. Again, I want to take the reference made by learned colleague Gaurav Gogoi ji in his speech. There are certain assembly constituencies in this country which are 26 lakh in number. There are certain constituencies where one single MP is representing close to 38 lakh people in the country. The population of almost a small nation in Europe. How is this democratic? How is this accountable governance? How can the number of seats that was frozen in 1971 still cater to a population of 140 crore in 2026? For better governance, for better accountability and accessibility of elected representatives, Speaker sir, delimitation is not a mere democratic imperative, it is also a constitutional duty that finally Narendra Modi government is performing today. Speaker sir, I want to contrast this with the proposals that the Congress and the opposition is giving. The opposition says, why can't you implement women reservation as it is on the 543 seats? Why don't you freeze the number of seats? Now, were we to freeze the number of seats, it will defeat the principle in Article 81 of one person, one vote and one value. This is a very important constitutional principle that the founding fathers of the Constitution have protected. You cannot be having a seat where 8 lakh or 9 lakh people will be one parliamentary constituency and another constituency with around 30 lakh people represented by one MP. It defeats the very purpose, which is why Constitution mandated that 2026 shall be the year where delimitation of the seats shall take place. All that the government is now trying to do is fulfill this constitutional mandate. There is a difference between other governments and the Modi government, Speaker sir. Other governments, especially the governments of the Congress party, have always believed and practiced the politics of postponement. It is the Narendra Modi government that does not believe in politics of postponement, but believes in solving the problems of the past. I want to give you an example. OROP was pending from 40 years. What did earlier Congress governments do? Postpone it. Article 370 was pending from 70 years. What did all these governments do? What was supposed to be a temporary provision, they converted into a permanent provision. What did they do? Postpone it. The Bangladesh and India border swapping deal, for almost 40-50 years, it was kept pending. What did the earlier governments do? Postpone it. It is the Narendra Modi government that solved the 70-year-old temporary provision of Article 370 by abrogating it, because we do not believe in the politics of postponement. We finally solved the OROP after 40 years because we do not believe in the politics of postponement. If the Congress were in power today, they may have, like was done in 71, like was done in 2001, wanted to take the safe route, the unconstitutional route, the undemocratic route of freezing the 1971 census equation, but the Narendra Modi government has decided to bring a new equation to the scheme, which is going to give more seats to all states, more representation, and while doing this, follow the constitutional mandate of delimitation based on one vote, one value principle. This, according to me, Speaker Sir, is the most practical, genius solution that anybody could have come on. I welcome this constitutional proposition that the Narendra Modi government has brought. Speaker Sir, I now want to take a couple of minutes to examine the arguments that the Congress party and its leaders, the opposition and its leaders have made in opposition to these three bills. Now, the first thing that they say is, don't do anything. Don't bring in the delimitation. Why are you bringing delimitation and connecting it with the women's reservation bill? Now, let me for a minute assume what will happen if we don't do anything today. Article 81, Article 82, and the Nari Shakti Adhiniyam under 330A will trigger. Now, what will that do? 2027, the moment the new census data is published, the delimitation exercise will get triggered. And because as of today, Article 82 and 81 freezes the number of seats in the country at 543. All across the country, delimitation will have to take place to redistribute the 553 seats among the existing states of the country based on the 2027 population. Now, what is this scenario going to do? Speaker Sir, because you come from Kerala, I want to draw the attention of the country with an instance, an example of Kerala. Now, suppose the government today does not go ahead with delimitation and 330A comes into play by force of law, 2027 census gets published. What will happen then? Look at these numbers, Speaker Sir. Today, Kerala has 20 parliamentary seats. If you will divide based on 2027 projected population, the population of the country and population of Kerala, and divide the 553 seats across the country from north to south, then Kerala will lose 6 seats. Kerala will have only 14 seats. Now, on these 14